Okay, dreamer please.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So it has been announced that for Master Rank and above in Arena, there will be a 4-week 7 vs 7 battle system implemented from the next update. The next 4 weeks will be a trial period and the developers will then observe to see if it will become permanent. It is truly a game-changing update and I think most of you will want to know how to prepare for it if possible. But before we get into that, I would like to share with you guys as well as potential developers watching this what I hope to see from this new change, and let me know what you guys think too about my suggestions. I would like to see heroes with passives and skills that are not just based on typing. Currently we have Yeonhee, Dillons and Wukong who support their teams when there are two other heroes of the same type. But what I want to see more of are passives like what Tara and Zahara have, which are based on their factions. I think that will create a more diverse arena and definitely raise the variety of heroes used. Faction buffs should be also slightly more OP because sometimes choices are limited and it really does force players into using certain units. Synergy is key here, so different factions could specialize in different effects and players can then use what they prefer. I also think some effects can be based on the actual game lore. Typing passives can also be increased in terms of scope such that it won't just be two of the same type but maybe expanded to include another type as well. I think these can be enhancements from current passives to allow certain heroes whose skill sets have fallen behind to still be relevant. Even have a mix of typing and faction requirements. The developers can get really creative here and I think if done right the results will be amazing. I also hope that this will give Awakened heroes a chance to shine because there is finally more space on the team to try out even more heroes. And with that said, I think Awakened heroes should be all given a primary stat boost, maybe not to the level of Mythical Awakened heroes but at least still some boost. This is similar to how buffs are implemented in Heavenly Stats but are only for Awakened heroes in Arena. I split it into a primary buff which can be general or specific and a secondary buff which is more effect oriented. So perhaps for 1 week all Awakened heroes will get a free Guardian Ring buff so players can try using Willful Rings or Berserker Rings on them, and for another week all Awakened heroes can reset their Awakened skill once. I think this encourages players to think out of the box and also help them use heroes even though they may lack certain jewels and accessories. I would also like to see more skills which are based on heroes in the same line or front line or back line. With 7v7, the possible formations will increase, namely 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 4 and the reverse. Of course, I'm not sure if the developers will even open up 6 possible formations, but if they do, and they should, then having heroes with skill effects that benefit back lines or front lines or same lines will further increase the permutation and arrangement of heroes between players, and this will increase diversity even more because positioning now affects. A small sign of this was when Yeonhee's passive which affected frontline defense happened. So I would like to see more of that to provoke not only teams but arrangement as well because I feel that the purpose of a formation in 7 Knights is very underlooked. And last but not least, free trade change please, 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 please. So how can you prepare for this chaotic battle? Before we talk about equipment preparation, I actually want to talk about useful heroes for these big fights. Because with more space available, you may choose to bring heroes who were useful but previously had no room to be used. The first few I have in mind are those that offer immunities. These heroes are good because they can save you one entire trait slot for a different resistance or for damage increase or decrease. We have Freya who it provides 12 turn paralysis immunity. Previously she was only used on the magic team due to a lack of space on physical teams. Freya herself doesn't exactly rely on any hero since she mostly does fixed damage, but she can however increase crit damage of allies, so this can in fact also benefit physical teams. The next is Truth who provides a 12 turn stun immunity. Likewise, she could not be used in the magic team where other heroes were more important, but now with the expansion of slots you can simply just throw her in there and leech on to the reflect as well. Then we have Galidus who provides 12 turn death immunity. He isn't used much in Arena anymore because there are other heroes, but he does have a very specialized role in terms of freezing enemies, and this could potentially be a turn waster for the enemy if RNG plays it well. Freeze is seldom resisted too, so do check the link above to see how he can still be used. Last but not least, we have Phi, who counters Galidus and provides freeze immunity. She isn't used much now due to her immortality prevention, and also because Cult offers a better passive than her. Then we have 4 heroes who reduce enemy status effect resist rate in general, and they are Judas, Rosie, Milia, and Freya. So if you are intending to run an insane CC team, you could consider these heroes as well to increase the efficiency and chance of your CC team. And all these heroes are currently still being used in different team comps, so they are all relevant. We also have Sage, who reduces poison resist rate, Milia, who reduces blind resist rate, Nox, who reduces death resist rate, and Reginlave, who reduces electrify resist rate. And then we have the next group of heroes who are buffers. These are the heroes who now are able to enhance the capabilities of even more heroes. Fenrir boosts lethal rate by 50%, he is an insane support unit who is still used in offensive teams and now can potentially also be used in magic teams to offer even bigger support. Eileen and Amelia provide crit rate increase of 20%, so far that's the best option for Arena unless you want to try using Yuri in Arena as she can buff crit rate up to 50%. The best physical attack buffer now is Cult, who increases physical attack by 40% for all offensive allies, followed by Phi and then Eileen, who buffs physical attack only by 30% but for all physical weapon users regardless of type. The best magic attack buffer now is Rosie, who increases magic attack by 50% for all magic allies, followed by Live Streamer School and Rin, who boosts magic attack by 30% for all magic weapon users. The best defense buffer is none other than Rudy, who can increase defense and block rate of all allies by 10% each, up to 50%. However, we are still slightly unsure if these buffs actually apply due to the buff disable passives from Yonhee, Dillons and Wukong, but this will serve as a summary of the most useful ones if you do want to create teams with them. So thinking about it, we are effectively able to expand the current teams we are using to include 2 more of any one of these heroes. Using the current CC team, for example, the staples will include Yonhee, Rosie, Sage and Freya. We can now also throw in Fenrir for even more lethal buff, Judas for additional fear CC, and even Reginlave, Wukong, Tara and Noah since they have under-resisted statuses. Or you could decide to use Truth for stun immunity and reflex so that you can boost the resistance of your team even more. But beyond that, what about gear and resources? It is truly a big part in Arena, and yes, having 7 heroes in Arena would mean requiring 7 sets of items. Let me break down what items you potentially need. As always, you only need 1 pair of speed weapons, whether it is physical or magic, you need 1 pair of both types. Ideally, these should be celestial speed weapons because those give you the most advantage. So that leaves us with 6 pairs of crit or crit lethal weapons. Crit has much greater demand because of Fenrir's existence, which already provides a huge boost in lethal rate. In terms of armor, you can decide to have either 1 or 2 counter units. My suggestion would be to have 1 main counter so that your team has a greater bulk overall. That would mean potentially looking at 6 pairs of HP armor. Many top players have also given their heroes block rate armor, so I think either way is fine in general as long as you have the quantity. With more items being equipped, more mythical awakening and polishing will have to be carried out, which means more power-up stones are needed. So spend time each day to play item raid, trigger extra raids, and sell everything you get from there. Only keep pieces of SS items if you lack them, otherwise sell everything and use the power-up stones to enhance and polish your existing gear. The trickier part comes for accessories and jewels. It really means requiring more magic crystals and celestial crystals because you will need to unlock more accessory subset slots and Myth Awaken more jewels. But let's not worry about Mythical Awakening jewels for now. The most immediate thing to do will be to increase your magic crystal acquisition, and that will mean ensuring that you auto-complete World 14 daily, and if possible also farm in World 14-1 for some magic crystal income. More heroes used also means more traits need to be adjusted, and that means more Topaz spent in a shorter period of time. That is why Netmarble should really make it free. Like, do they get my point already? But yes, that said, more Topaz will be needed, so you will have to attempt to transcend your duplicate special heroes more to earn Topaz, and if you have Venus, use them on your normal heroes too, especially those that benefit the hero sanctum. For newer players, you guys will probably find it more stressful to plus 10 more Mythical Awakened heroes. My suggestion would be to farm in not only 610 and 820 but also 13.5 to get more quality fodder like Lena and Evan, and build those up to 6-star for Mythical Power-Up Sacrifice. If you have the elements to spare, then I strongly suggest just ranking up heroes instead of fusing to get more 6-star fodder. Make sure you try your best to do the event dungeons daily too, as they give you a chance to get 6-star power-up crystals. Elements and heroes can also be purchased with Castle Rush credits at a very cheap price, so remember to auto-clear Castle Rush as well daily to earn those credits. And with that, I've covered almost every aspect about hero building, gear building, and also who you will want in your inventory for more flexible team changes. I hope this video helped, and if it did, do give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and most importantly, stay tuned for the upcoming 7v7 arena videos. Thank you so much and see you!